Welcome into WTOL 11 News at 6. I'm Michael Sandlin. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're starting things off with a story out of Findlay. Tonight, people in the Flag City community are stepping up to help a 21-year-old college student that is facing cancer for the second time, after already being diagnosed as all clear last year. Dominique O'Neill joins us in studio now. Dominique, who is this college student and what type of cancer is he battling?
Well, Michael, 21-year-old Aiden Matson first battled cancer back in August of 2022, and last year he thought he had fully beaten it, but it returned in April of this year, a shocking diagnosis. But despite all of this, he is determined to continue going to school and living life as normal. I sat down with his father, Chuck Leach, over Zoom, who says Aiden has Ewing sarcoma. It's a rare aggressive type of bone cancer that mainly affects children and young adults. The diagnosis is a painful one for his family after previously letting their guard down, especially given that Aiden's mother died from cancer 7 years ago. So this return is a nasty surprise for a family that has already struggled.
What he's been through has been, I don't know how many people can keep moving forward the way he does. He's been running the show himself. He wants to keep his appointments. He keeps everybody up to date on things as best he can.
So now his family has started a GoFundMe asking for people to help them continue the fight. If you would like to donate, you can find a link over on our links mentioned webpage, WTOL.com. Coming up tonight at 11, we hear more about Aiden's journey and how through all of this, he's still trying to continue his education. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
And weather-wise, sunshine continuing into the Labor Day holiday, feeling a little milder with those temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. We have current conditions in the mid 70s, a little below average by late August standards on this final day of August. Quiet on radar and satellite with high pressure overhead. Labor Day featuring a 78-degree high temperature. And if you're planning that cookout, quiet conditions with temperatures gradually dropping back to 70. Looking at the next 4 days, we do have a couple days in the 80s, but showers are going to be possible midweek. Our next cold front arrives Wednesday night and into Thursday, and that is going to bring us a wave of showers that'll be rolling on through. Looking ahead, a cooler weather pattern through the start of September, and the 10-day forecast does bring us below average days with highs mainly in the 70s. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. The college football season is officially underway, and Saturday, the best game of the weekend was down in Columbus. Ohio State hosted Texas for the first time since 2005. The Longhorns came into the game as the #1 team in the country, and the Buckeyes came into the game as the #2 team. This was like a classic Big Ten game. Not a lot of offense, but Ohio State took a 14-0 lead in the fourth quarter. Texas finally scored with a few minutes left in that final quarter and tried to tie things up in the final minute, but the Buckeyes got a big fourth down stop. This win is guaranteed to make the Buckeyes the new #1 team in the country. Meanwhile, for Michigan, they also opened their season on Saturday, but taking on New Mexico. This game wasn't expected to be much of a contest. The Wolverines were favored by over 30 points, and it looked like it was going to play out that way. They scored the first 2 touchdowns, but the Lobos kept hanging around. Michigan eventually put them away late and won 34-17. This was the debut for a few players like true freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood and Alabama transfer running back Justice Haynes. Things get a lot harder in week 2 when the Wolverines go to #14 Oklahoma. And speaking of going on the road to play SEC teams, Toledo spent Saturday in Lexington taking on Kentucky Wildcats. The Rockets were 10-point underdogs, but based on the way they've played Power 5 teams in the past, a lot of people thought they might have a chance to pull off an upset. The Rockets had a chance late, but ended up falling 24-16. Toledo will be back in the Glass Bowl this Saturday for their season opener when they host Western Kentucky. And in Major League Baseball, the Tigers were back in action this afternoon to finish up the series with the Kansas City Royals. On offense, Detroit put up 5 runs, and on defense, Tarek Skubal was on the mound and had another great game. 7 innings pitched, no runs, just 4 hits and 4 strikeouts. The Tigers are now 80-58 this season, tied for the second best record in Major League Baseball right now. And for the Guardians, it was a tough day. They fall to the Mariners 4-2. This comes after a 4-game win streak that followed a 6-game losing streak. It wasn't too long ago Cleveland was just a few games behind Detroit for first place in the AL Central. And now the team has fallen behind Kansas City to sit in 3rd place. And on this week's Chasing the Game, I caught up with Whitmer head football coach Justin Keller. He's been a Whitmer guy his whole life, was an assistant for about 20 years, and coached his sons Riley and Bryce through high school. Here's a small part of our conversation. Were those years when they were coming up, when Riley was quarterback, when Bryce was on the O-line, were those maybe your favorite years coaching? I know you've had some great teams in Whitmer. I know right now the present's got to be great, but were those maybe your favorite years just from a sentimental standpoint?
Yeah, I think so. It was, and I didn't realize it until it was happening. And I always kind of looked forward to coaching them. I knew there was going to be pros and cons with them, having a dad on the staff, and I was kind of had my guard up and was prepared for those obstacles. But it was really special, and I thought it's going to be really hard to top that experience, having them be a part of the team. But I would have to say from that aspect, it was definitely probably the most special years that I had coaching.
You can check out the full episode on the WTOL 11 Plus app, which is available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. You can also watch and listen on YouTube and on Spotify. But for now, that's all for sports.
All right, everybody. Well, we had a shorter than usual show today, but we'll see you again for the full one tonight at 11. Take care.